All right, you guys, we've been talking about marriage all week, and what we have now is a clip where Kevin is interviewing a woman, a swirler, and the conversation starts off calm, but it turns into something completely different. The clash is over control, truth, and who really gets to set the narrative on his show. Let's get into it.
I'm good. What you got for me?
I have a couple of questions, or a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. But first, I just want to, you talked about the HSV. I'm assuming you're talking about herpes. Herpes type 1,
Yeah, I try not to
90%,
say the word because it
oh,
triggers the
sorry,
algorithm. Yeah.
90% of Americans have it, and you can get it on your genitals. It's better to get it on your genitals, and you will usually only have one outbreak. So it's not
Okay.
true that will ruin your dating outlook. You can get the cold sore on your genitals.
Mm-hmm.
I think was misinformation. But going on from that, I want to say you talk about how little there are, like how the small number of high value men there are. And I'm wondering, when you're telling women this, are you also factoring in white men, Hispanic men? Or are you just assuming that black women only want to date black men that are high value?
Casey, you
Yes.
have a point of view. Okay.
See, she tried to open up real slick and smooth and soft, but then quickly went into a challenge. But we know Kevin recognized that immediately. And so he changed the shift to put it right back on her like, what are you trying to do on my show? You know what the hell is going on.
Dating out. There have been
Okay.
too many white doctors
All right.
that have.
Hold on.
Okay.
Then at least do me the honor of being blunt. That's what you are, and that's fine. But I think you have me pegged in the category of a foe or an adversary, and I'm not. So I don't know where you got your information from or why you feel like you need to come correct me about what I'm saying to black women, but they understand what I'm saying just fine. If you're an advocate for black women dating out, good. But most people want to be with their own group. But to answer your question in particular, I don't really make a separation between high value black, white. That's if you listened, Blake Henry, Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. That covers the entire gamut.
Okay.
A person should become the best version of themselves and pick from whatever they choose is their preference.
See, he's getting to the point, and this is just my own opinion. A lot of swirlers, especially women, men, I'm sorry, a lot of times this is all about the box with us. Okay, then love comes later. But a lot of females, a lot of black women I notice who date out, not all, but a lot, they have this guiltness about them. So they have to put black men down to feel better about themselves to date, which it's okay if you date out. Nobody cares. Love is love. Okay, unless you really on that hardcore black revolutionary thing. But love is love. But she has to come in here and try to put black men down.
But the stark reality is this. Mm-hmm. When a black man chooses to become high value, there are far fewer matching black women. Because first off, the fitness characteristic. And if you are an advocate for dating out, I'm quite sure you are familiar with some of the largest content providers on this YouTube platform. And she even said she had to stop. One of them said she had to stop talking about the fitness component to her people when she's an advocate for getting the highest caliber men of any race. Said it right here on this channel. So due respect, I think you're trying to put me in a position that I won't fit.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not really trying to do that. I just want to make sure that when you're speaking to black women,
yes, you kind of are.
It's important for black women to know that they have options.
No, ma'am, it's important. First off, what is important is this is a man's channel. That's what this is. So I've allowed you to
also,
speak.
I just want to touch on
No, you're not going to jump over top. No. That's what you're not going to do. See, this is what tends to happen. When I allow people to speak, you think you can say what you want. If you want to advocate for women, advocate for women. This is a man's channel. So if you can comport yourself like everyone else seems to be, Fine. If not, I'll bid you a good night, ma'am.
Good night.
Okay. Also, I just want to say that you speak a lot about Black women being overweight
Look how she just ignored everything he said. These women.
and how Gen Z Black men are
Okay,
not
I
even
don't.
looking at
Is it
Black
true?
women.
Is 80? Okay, ma'am. According to all the data that we have, 80% of Black women are overweight. Is that true or false?
This is true. I'm saying that you
Okay,
don't
then
speak
it's not that.
about.
Okay, ma'am, stop. Then it's not that I speak about it. It's a statement of fact and observable reality. See, what you're doing is being disingenuous. It's not as though I'm saying something that's not true, and it's a problem.
It
And here's
is.
the problem I have with women like you. You always want there to be balance. Do you go to any of these swirling platforms that demand balance when they're talking about Black men?
Nope.
I love to hear you go to any of these dating out platforms and demand for balance.
Okay.
Do
Kevin.
you? Do you?
Yes. Yes,
Who?
I do.
What channel? What
No,
channel?
you don't. Don't. That's why he's shutting her down with all her derail attempts. Okay. Now she want to laugh it off. And we always know when they laugh, they trying to gather their thoughts or they know they're getting ready to tell you some bullshit. Okay. He's trying to let her know, look, woman, this is a man's channel, all that shit. And what gets me, and the Black women in my family understand this because they're around men like me that let them know. Women have been bashing men for the last 40 or 50 years. Everything have been on their side bashing men. The talk shows from Murray to Jerry Springer. The soap operas was for them. The movies was for them. Everything has been catered to women. But if you look at all the outlets, all the genres, always bashing men, from the movies Color Purple to What's Love Got to Do with It. We've never seen the female versions of those movies. So what the fuck is she talking about?
What platform? What platform?
With Shira,
with who? Shira 7?
Crystalline, with
Shira,
Shira,
you said with
all
who?
of them.
Hold on, hold.
With
Who's the
Shira,
first one you
with
said?
Crystalline.
Stop. Who was the first one you said?
Shira.
Shira who?
Shira 7.
She's a level up. She's not necessarily talking about interracial dating. Her husband's Black. That doesn't.
She has.
Ma'am, that's not her platform.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, and so
No. I'm asking. I know. I asked you.
that,
I asked you the swirling platforms that you go
okay,
to.
Crystalline.
Okay, you go to Crystalline's platform, and in her live streams and in her comment section, you advocate for her to speak balance about Black men.
Yes, because she talks a lot about how a
Right.
lot
I'm going to
are
go
in
check that.
prison,
I'm going
a
to go
lot
check. I'm
leave.
going to go check. No, what I'm going to do is I do my homework, man,
Yes,
because
he
I'm
does.
actually listening to Crystalline's platform. I've actually I've heard of her long before she actually came over here. And here's the thing, ma'am. I never really hear any advocacy for Black men. What I do hear is a lot. You talk about what I say. Are we being serious, ma'am? Because if you're honestly trying to have a conversation talking about what I say versus over there, you shouldn't even be speaking.
Yeah, but you bring up the Black woman stat, but she brings up the Black male stats. You never bring up the incarceration rates,
With your lies.
You see how this goes? This is how this goes. I'm going to ask you one question. And depending on how you answer it, we can either have a conversation or we can't.
Okay.
Why are you here?
I'm just trying to get a better understanding of, like, you list the Black women stat a
No,
lot,
you're
but
not.
there are a
Why
lot of
are
negative
you
Black.
here? Why
There,
are
I'm getting
Stop.
to
No,
that.
I don't need you to get to that. I need you to answer the question, ma'am. I don't need you to
I just
tell me.
want
I
you
don't
to
no,
say
stop,
the
stop,
negative
stop.
Black male stats as well.
No. Why
Why? Is that going to make you feel better? Man.
are you here?
I want you to talk about the negative Black male stats. There are a million.
No.
Why?
Because I don't have to. It's my platform. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. You have a YouTube channel. You go do that.
It's not fair. There's only one negative Black woman
I
stats.
don't
Wait,
care what you think is fair. You don't have to be here. This is not, obviously, this is not a, see, what you're doing is you're coming to a restaurant, trying to tell the owner what to put on the menu, and you're not buying anything.
Okay.
okay. You won't even let me list some
I
of
don't,
the stats. though.
I said you're coming to a restaurant, telling the owner what to put on the menu, and you're not buying anything. Does that sound sane?
I did give you a super chat.
Ma'am, you're coming into a restaurant, asking the owner to put something on the menu, telling him what you want on the menu, and you're not buying anything. Meaning, if you're into IR dating, you're not really over here for Black men. You're over here to hear me give. You want me to go ahead and talk about what's been talked about for years. Here's the question for you, Casey. Where are the women? Where are the Black women's channels talking about the issues with Black women? Because there are plenty of channels talking about issues with Black men, and there are plenty of men's channels talking about issues with men and women. Where are the Black women's channels talking about issues with Black women?
Zero.
I feel like
I don't
Black
care about what you
men's
feel.
stats-
I care about what
I don't know any.
Exactly.
I don't know any.
Exactly. There you go. So how dare you come over here asking me for balance when you can't even come up with one? In freaking
Kristlyn
sane.
did
In
list white
freaking sane.
And that's the whole point. She's talking all that garbage, knowing goodness well what she want Kevin to talk about is everywhere. It's always been everywhere. She didn't come in here fair. She knows she didn't come in here with a fair mindset, because we know those type of stats are talked about everywhere for the last 50, 60 years. And now she want to come to a Black man's channel who, for one, been talking about Black men even before he started talking about Black women, and try to tell him this is their mindset. They think they control every fucking thing. Good Lord.
And this is why I let her talk. You're supposedly interracial dating, but you keep coming over to a Black man's platform. Where's your fiance?
I am in my early 20s.
Where's your fiance? Where's your white boyfriend?
Oh, I have one.
Okay, when are you guys getting married? Early 20s meaning what?
I am 22.
22. Why do you have so much angst about Black men if you have a white guy? Why aren't you off somewhere being happy on a Friday night with your boyfriend?
Well, I came to your channel because I wanted to.
No, ma'am.
Your thoughts.
No. Really, you don't. Because if you did, you would be listening in good faith. Because I'm sorry, nothing that I say is not factually able to be backed up, and it's relatively balanced. I have far more balance than any swirl platform ever. That's a laughable. That is a laughable notion.
And he does, and he doesn't have to. Hell, he's more balanced than me. I do not have anything for the Western woman who was raised without a father. I have no hope for them. That's just the honest truth.
That is laughable.
You haven't listed any negative Black male stats, and you don't talk about.
Excuse me. You really? I'll challenge you. I'll challenge you on that. How long have you been watching me, Casey?
I've been watching you for a couple of weeks now.
A couple of weeks. How long have I been on YouTube, Casey?
How long have you been on YouTube? I
don't
know,
Casey.
I don't know.
So don't tell me. So really, I have 5 years of content, Casey, and you're going to tell me what I have not done in 2 weeks? You sound like a zip doggone fool. There's content on my channel. Look through the catalog. I'll stand on my work. I've been talking about men for 3+ years, but that's not the legit case. Women like you don't want to have Black men, especially like Black men like myself, saying anything negative about Black women. You cannot take it. Shahrazad Ali's talked about this 30 plus years ago. You're fine talking about the issues with black men and these dusties and this and that. But when a black man who's a thorough black man, who you can see is on the level of what you're talking about, has the same kind of talks about the fact, it bothers you so much that you leave Swirler and your white boyfriend to come over here to tell me what I need to talk about, and you ain't buying nothing from my restaurant. Get up out of here with this bull. Thank you. Come again.
Come again.
Seek therapy. You're too angry to be so young.
And you see that? This is a typical woman like her, a typical modern Western woman. Just entitled. She thought she could come onto this man's show and tell him what he should be doing on his show. Not in the comments, on a call. It's crazy. The mentality of the modern Western woman. It is crazy. They are the most entitled woman. I was having a conversation with a woman the other day, a black woman, one of my daughter's friends, and I was telling her, no matter what you guys go through here in the West, in America, you got it better than the rest of the world. There are women who can't even wear makeup, who have to cover their heads every goddamn day. And if they get caught cheating, if they get caught doing something bad, yeah. They just do not understand how entitled they are. All right, that's it for this video. Until the next one, the truth will set you free.